It's funny how, when you're traveling, you think about everything: your bags, your phone, your wallet, but you never really think about your passport until you lose it. I never thought I'd be the person who had to deal with something like that. I always considered myself pretty organized, maybe even a little overprepared. I had everything mapped out. The perfect itinerary, all the necessary documents, backup copies of everything, except, of course, for the one thing I couldn't afford to lose. It was just a normal day, or so I thought. I was in the middle of this amazing solo trip, exploring this beautiful city I'd always dreamed of visiting. I had my backpack on me, nothing fancy, just the usual essentials, and I remember stopping for coffee at this cozy little cafe. I set my bag down next to me, but I had this nagging feeling. I wasn't sure why, but I felt like I was being watched. You know that feeling, right? The one that makes your stomach turn? I pushed it away, took a sip of my coffee, and checked my phone. A few minutes later, I stood up to leave. That's when I noticed it. My bag was still there, but something felt off. My heart sank. I opened it up, and my passport was gone. I can't even describe that moment. My whole body went cold. The passport isn't just a piece of paper. It's your ticket to the world, right? It's your identity, your security, your connection to everything that allows you to move freely. And in that instant, it was all gone. I ran out of the cafe in a panic, asking the barista if they'd seen anything. Of course, they hadn't. I had to call the embassy, file a report, cancel all my cards, and then, the worst part, sit there and wonder how long I'd be stuck in a foreign country, waiting for a replacement passport. It was an absolute nightmare. Now, here's the kicker. In the chaos of it all, I realized that I had absolutely no idea what to do. I was in a place where I didn't speak the language fluently, I didn't know anyone, and I felt completely alone. It wasn't just about the logistics of getting a new passport, it was the stress of being in a foreign country without anything that identified me, no way to prove I was who I said I was. That's when I remembered something I'd brushed off before, a little piece of advice I'd gotten from a friend before my trip. Travel insurance. You see, I had heard about it, but I always thought, nah, I'll be fine. I was healthy, I was careful, and I didn't want to deal with extra costs. But in that moment of panic, I realized how wrong I was. I learned the hard way that travel insurance isn't just for canceled flights or lost luggage. It's the safety net you need when everything goes wrong. It's the peace of mind that I now know I can't travel without. Thankfully, after calling my insurance company, yes, they were incredibly helpful. They worked with the embassy, helped me navigate the mess of paperwork, and made sure I was getting the support I needed. It wasn't easy, but that support was a lifesaver. It didn't bring back my passport, but it did bring back my sanity. And honestly, that's what I needed more than anything. So now I never travel without insurance. I don't care if it's an extra cost or something I'm tempted to skip. I know firsthand how quickly things can turn sideways, and trust me, it's worth it. Here's the thing, I'm not here to sell you some fancy insurance plan, but I do want to share something I personally use and trust. Auras.insure. I found them after this whole mess, and it's been my go-to ever since. They helped me out when I was stuck in that awful situation, and I really do trust them. So if you're like me and you've been on the fence about travel insurance, take it from someone who's been there. Don't make the mistake I did. It's not just a safety net, it's a lifeline. I'll never travel without insurance again. And I hope you won't either. Stay safe out there.